Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Akash Gupta. I will be moderating this session, and we have eminent panel of specialists with us, Mr. Mohammad Zeeb, Mr. Sorry, Mr. Ranjit, Mr. Santosh, and Ms. Katrima. So, the topic for the panel discussion right now is what is the future of supply chain management and healthcare in the age of AI? So traditionally, what we have seen in the systems across the Indian healthcare setup is we foresee a lot of challenges happening in the supply chain system, right? So traditionally, the systems have been pretty manual, less implementation of HFIs or technology-based solutions, which have led to problems like higher inventory holding days, inability to use the reorder levels and everything, which makes the systems efficient, increases the cost burden across the system, and also brings in a lot of inefficiencies within that. Over the last few years, some of the hospitals have been implementing the HMIs and the technology based solutions, but some of the hospitals have also taken a lead. They are going a pace ahead and getting into the age of AI with advanced solutions, analytics, and technology to further efficient, to further streamline and make the supply chain systems more efficient. Now, when we talk about the AI systems coming in place, one of the key advantages are the system become more streamlined and efficient, and it helps also reduce your cost burden across the system. Some of the key areas where we typically see this AI being used are in the terms of procurement, your planning departments, logistics and distribution, and also within the marketing and sales department in the supply chain system. Now, beginning with this context, so I think we'll go for with the first panelist, Mr. Nadeem, to go for the first set of questions. So, Mr. Nadeem, currently, what do you think? How is AI being utilized to optimize the inventory across the Indian healthcare setups? And what measurable impacts have we seen in lieu of the AI being implemented in some of the setups across the nation?
Thank you very much, Doctor. So first of all, I just wanted to elaborate on the basic part, where is the supply chain has the key role in the right material at the right place at the right time at the right quality and the right usability. So this is the basically a material scenario in the healthcare as well as non-healthcare also. So to optimize and to get this challenge done, the entire system is re-inbuilt. So earlier in the old ages, it was manual, then the computerization came. Now the AI has been supporting in a big way. So we are taking care of AI in our healthcare scenario in the total hospital, like say the robotics. We have been using robotics. The surgery has become more precise, and we are making the cadaver tables. The surgery is more become. You can say the planning has become more precise, and pre-planning is the key area for the surgeries into the medical equipments are concerned. So these are the areas where the clinicians are being focused, and supply chain has a role to provide all these equipment well in time with the uh, industry practices and with the industry requirements. Secondly, it comes on to the variable operational purchases where the consumable, uh, pharmaceutical, and other biomedical procurements are there in has healthcare. So what happens is when we purchase all these things, we need to go for the regular processes, do the negotiation, do the finalization, and all these things. But built in the AI system, so all these things, the manual will become the electronified, and it will be easy and cost saving system for the hospital and healthcare providers. Inventory management is a very efficient manner. It is happening with the AI, and I would proudly announce that we are making a software in house in which we are tracking the entire materials like Amazon. So Amazon is tracking their items from the uh, picking point to the delivery point. So similarly, we are also making a healthcare software, that is EHMIS, in-house, so that we can track the every medicine or every aspect of that particular equipment which have been utilized fully in the OT or utilized at the patient side. So we are doing.
Great. And Mr. Nadeem, any specific examples in the current setup? We are a growing chain of hospitals. So, any specific examples where do we see AI is being used, integrated into your current healthcare system for supply chain management?
So in supply chain management, as I earlier stated, that we are making our in-house EHMIS, wherein the doctors write the prescription on a notepad, and it will be electronified, transported in the software, and the medicine and everything will be lab medicine. Everything will be driven on account of that prescriptions only, and that will also be linked with the ICD-10 software, so that the diagnosis will also become very, very easy to the clinician side.
Sure. Great. Thank you for the thoughts on this, Mr. Nadeem. Moving on to the next panelist, Mr. Ranjit Kumar. So I would like to put forward in terms queries on what do you see are the key challenges which are being associated right now while we try to integrate the AI into the healthcare systems, and specifically focusing on concerns like data privacy and some other concerns regarding to patient information and all.
Thank you, Dr. Akash. In the AI healthcare, mostly challenges is the data security, data piracy, and data bias. In the data security, because in the data security we are already using the patient's information data, which is the very informative data. So no one make the make the just 1 minute. अगर डाटा सिक्योरिटी की अगर बात करें तो उसके लिए जो भी कंसर्न पर्सन हो उसको ऑथराइज होनी चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि किसी दूसरे कोई भी डाटा को एक्सेस कर पाए. उसी तरीके से हम डाटा प्राइवेसी की बात करें तो डाटा प्राइवेसी पेशेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन, जो भी पेशेंट्स का जो इन्फॉर्मेशन है वो डाटा प्राइवेसी होनी चाहिए. मेक श्योर कि कोई भी उस पेशेंट्स के डाटा को हम यूज नहीं कर पाए. उसी तरह से क्या है कि डाटा बायस है. जैसे कि एआई क्या करता है कि डाटा एल्गोरिथम पे काम करता है, जो कि कभी कभी वो डाटा एरर्स भी देता है. तो मेक श्योर कि वो डाटा बायस ना हो. These are the key challenges.
Okay. And any specific examples from your setup in the AIT fertility clinics, जहाँ पे आपने AI में anything has been integrated, and how do you have mitigated such sort of challenges? Any examples from the organization?
Yes, in the fertility centers, now we are using the RI witness tag, because in the RI witness tags are used for the, suppose the male and females, the male person is the sperm and the female person is the embryo, which are going to step by step checking. If we use the manual, so the chances of the error will be happen. So we are using the RI witness tag. So this is the infrared tag. So they reduce the error of the chances, 0% error scale. So we are using RI witness tag. This is the related to AI.
And this is one of the key pioneer, I believe, one of the initiative which the group has taken on a pioneer basis, right? So I haven't seen this happening across much of the setups right now. Great. So I think that is something really interesting with respect to how the errors and the wastages could be minimized by use of your AI techniques and all in the field of supply chain systems. Thank you for that, Mr. Ranjit. I'll come to the next panelist, Mr. Santosh Gupta. What do you think? What are the current strategies which the healthcare providers are currently adopting for integration of the AI into the current systems and technologies? So, what are the potential strategies do we see right now so that the healthcare providers who want to move into this space for integration of AI into the system, what should be adopted for that?
Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say that supply chain is a very vast area. Supply chain management किसी भी हॉस्पिटल या हेल्थ केयर इंडस्ट्री के लिए एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है, जिसमें कि कोई भी मटेरियल, जैसा कि नदीम सर ने बोला कि राइट टाइम पे राइट क्वालिटी और राइट मटेरियल के साथ राइट एंड आफ्टर सेल सपोर्ट जो है वो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो प्रायर जो भी था वो सारा मैनुअल होता था. देन उसके बाद सॉफ्टवेयर्स आए, कुछ टूल मैकेनिज्म की रिक्वायरमेंट रही सो दैट टाइमली जो है रिक्वायरमेंट को जनरेट कर सकें, टाइमली उसको प्रिक्योर कर सकें विद दी राइट क्वालिटी राइट रेट के साथ में. सो बेसिकली ROL डिफाइन कर सकें और उसी हिसाब से मेडिसिन जो है या कोई भी इक्विपमेंट या कोई भी सामान जो है वो पेशेंट को और क्लिनिशियंस को टाइमली पहुंच सके. अब AI टूल जो है वो काफ़ी जगह हमें रोल प्ले कर सकता है सप्लाई चेन में, जैसे कि फॉर एग्जांपल डेटा ड्राइवन डिसीजन मेकिंग में, सो दैट हम वी कैन प्रिडिक्ट एनालिसिस कर सकें. AI कैन हेल्प एनालाइज लार्ज वॉल्यूम्स ऑफ डेटा टू प्रिडिक्ट फ्यूचर डिमांड, आइडेंटिफाई ट्रेंड्स, ऑप्टिमाइज इन्वेंट्री लेवल्स. सप्लाई एवेल्यूशन में हेल्प कर सकता है. AI कैन इवेल्युएट सप्लाई परफॉर्मेंस based on various metrics, ensuring that procurement professionals select the best vendors so that authentic vendors हो, ना कि spurious कोई drug या spurious जो vendors हैं वो इन हो किसी भी hospitals के अंदर. Process automation is a must. Routine tasks, for example, AI can automate repetitive tasks such as ordering processing है, invoicing है, tracking है, allowing procurement professional to focus on strategic activities. Then contract management is also important thing. AI can manage and monitor contract, ensuring compliances and altering procurement professional to upcoming renewals or issues. So that before expiry, we can evaluate and we timely renew the every contracts. And also we can enhance the negotiations, market intelligence, and AI can provide real-time market data and insights, empowering procurement professionals with the information needed for better negotiation. Cost analysis we can do it by the AI. Then risk management is also important in the supply chain factor because of sometimes financially instability, geopolitical factors, supply chain distribution. So sometimes supply is not meet on time. So we can analyze this through AI. And then also regulatory compliances, AI can help ensure that procurement process compliant with the healthcare because of it's a very important thing. Regulations and standards must. And then sustainability and ethical sourcing, sustainability metrics that we can say AI can track and report on sustainability metrics, helping procurement professional make more environmentally and social responsibility decisions. Ethical sourcing is a must to procure any material for the healthcare. So an AI can help, AI can ensure that supplier adhere to ethical standards such as fair labor practices and sourcing transparency. Ethical AI and data analytics, understanding AI tools and data analytics is crucial. Procurement professional should be. So AI can help in the supply chain management to procure any material and to provide any type of drugs or consumables items, which is should be CE or US FDA approved.
Sure. So I think one of the important messages what we're trying to say is apart from AI streamlining your supply chain system and processes, reducing your wastages and errors, one of the key advantages what we foresee is to reduce the bias and help in your vendor selection and increase
Yes.
transparency within the system,
Yes.
right? To enable your efficient contract management and transparency within the system. So that is something interesting which is coming up. And to help take this path, right, for a strategy adoption, what skills do you foresee should the healthcare providers working in this space should acquire over a period of time in the coming years? So what are the key skills which we required for this?
See, key skills, timely, first of all, timely analysis is must requirement because of sometimes we received a requirement from the user departments, but due to inefficiency, not clarity in the specifications, so we hang on that what we should procure, what should not procure. So first of all, whenever we require any material from the any user department, it should be clear. So an AI can help to provide the all data so that time can be saved. during the procurement processes. And one of the most live example we can say, अभी हमने रिसेंटली नया एक सॉफ्टवेयर लॉन्च किया है लास्ट ईयर,
Okay.
जिसमें कि अभी हम ROL लेवल मेंटेन कर सकते हैं, टाइमली रिक्वेजिशंस आ सकती हैं, क्लियर स्पेसिफिकेशन के साथ में सारी रिक्वायरमेंट आती है, सो दैट जब भी कोई रिक्वायरमेंट हो या कोई भी मटेरियल जब परचेज करना हो तो हम टाइमली और सही डेटा के साथ में जो है वो वेंडर के साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं। और उसी अकॉर्डिंग जो है आज की तारीख में वेरिएंट अगर आप देखेंगे तो एक पैन के भी वेरिएंट बहुत सारे हैं। तो क्लियर मैसेज जो है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि क्या हमें चाहिए, किस रिक्वायरमेंट में चाहिए, किस यूजेस के लिए चाहिए। सो कोई भी जो मटेरियल है, क्योंकि वो कॉस्ट जो है वो कैरी करता है, तो किसी भी हेल्थ केयर प्रोवाइडर के लिए ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि राइट कॉस्ट में जो है वो मटेरियल आना चाहिए और जो कि पेशेंट की हेल्प में भी वो पार्टिसिपेट करे। तो उसमें हमें टाइमली चीज़ें मिल रही हैं, इनवॉइसिंग टाइमली हो रहा है, आपका जो है पीओज अप्रूवल्स हैं वो सिस्टमेटिकल हो गया है, और वी कैन ट्रैक ऑल दीज थिंग, जनरेट PR टू पेमेंट। सो PR ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, देन PO ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, फिर मटेरियल कहाँ पेंडिंग है उसको ट्रैक कर सकते हैं, इनवॉइसिंग कर सकते हैं, एंड आफ्टर दैट पेमेंट का जो है वो भी ट्रैक किया जा सकता है कि कहाँ वो पेंडिंग है। सो वो इट विल हेल्प कि ये चीज़ जो है वो टाइम रिड्यूसिंग हो, कॉस्ट मैनेजमेंट हो, कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी हो। समटाइम्स मटेरियल जो है वो इन्वेंट्री स्टॉक में रखा रहता है और वो कहीं मतलब इन्वेंट्री को कॉस्ट ही करता है, तो ये AI के थ्रू हम ज़्यादा बेटर एफिशिएंसी के साथ में काम किया जा सकता है।
Sure. Great. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
thoughts on this.
थैंक यू सो मच।
I'll move to the next panelist. So, Ms. Khatri ma'am. Ma'am, so in this part of the setups you're working on right now, so what do you think are the key challenges what we foresee right now, which are probably not able to help proceed with us while we use AI more into our supply chain systems or quality management systems? So what challenges have you seen potential on ground which are hindering these processes as of now?
See, when we see AI integrated a supply chain, we are talking about various data sources and we are talking about various data management. Though the key challenge during that, which I would feel, will be a correct data interpretation. So we have data, we have sources, but until unless you don't have correct data interpretation, you are not able to reach to any result. And you are not able to take any decision related to, though your system is AI driven, but until unless you don't have experts, you don't have skill sets, and you don't have skill training people who are correctly interpret that data for you, because with AI you will be having a huge amount of data from all over sources, and correctly utilize that data and correctly interpreting that data and integrate that data into your system, which will benefit for your system and your patients, will be a great challenge in future. So until unless hospitals will not spend on a correct data system, data management, skill sets of the people, the AI will not be utilized in the way it should be utilized.
Sure. So I think one of the key messages what we're trying to say or drive from this is that having an AI solution is not good enough for your organization, but having the right set of people, getting them trained is also equally important.
Correct. Because you have data, but until unless you don't interpret it and you won't utilize it and you don't know what you need to drag from that data, it's no use.
Sure. And ma'am, so what emerging trends do you potentially see in this space going forward, which the healthcare organizations should adapt to right now and should capitalize on it in order to make their organizations more efficient?
So to answer your second question first, to capitalize, I already told that hospital needs to invest on a correct data
Right.
interpretation, the skills, the training sets, and the technology, so that the data which is available needs to be utilized in a further way. To answer your first question, how we see the future of AI-driven data interpretation, currently there are many technologies which are using inside the healthcare setup, which can show you, track the record of your supplies and demand. But as a future, if you have a predictive analytic, which is the important tool I feel can be utilized for AI-driven data supply chain, if you have a predictive analytics, you have data which is available, which tells you the gaps and gaps between supply and demand. And if you meet those gaps between supply and demands, you'll always available the right, as my colleague said, the right supply to the right patient at right time, which we will see as a quality person, as an operational person. That is the important point when we talk about the supply chain, because ultimate goal needs to meet to the customer. So if you have a correct material meeting at a correct time to the correct customer, that is the main point. The second point is, I also see AI driven supply chain will be having a dynamically adjustment of stock levels, which currently we don't have. Based on your real time demand and real time consumption, if you have a dynamically adjustments of stock level, and so that your delays are not there, and you will be having a better satisfaction of customer. If we go further, if we don't talk about the hospital inside as such, we talk about the community level. Like recent pandemic in corona, we saw the basic gap was demand and supply. So if would be an AI driven predictive analysis, and if the hospital could have predict that this much demand supply I would require during this phase of this pandemic, so I think the disaster would be lesser. And so that type of technology, if we are seeing the future of AI, I think that type of technology, if hospital can predict the type of pandemic or epidemics or any other further local based on the demographics or based on the patient statics, if we predict the future supply, so I think we can meet the healthcare in a better way.
Sure, ma'am. And ma'am, any specific examples from the organizations or setups we have been working which have sort of implemented these sort of solutions and doing well in this space?
See, very current implementation is barcoded medications which we have implemented. So that is giving us a 0% error from the prescription to the administration, because it's an AI driven solution where you cannot indent a wrong medication, you cannot even receive a wrong medication, and last you cannot administer a wrong medication because the system will not allow you to give. So even there is a chances of human error, the system will always pop up that indicate you that you are not supplying the correct medication to the patient. So that is one patient safety aspect.
Interesting. Great. Thanks for the views on that.
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Coming to Mr. Nadeem, so any specific examples or successful models from the global learning or something which we have seen in the space which are being utilized in supply chain and still not prevalent in India, but are useful in further efficiency, increasing the efficiency in the supply chain systems? So any specific examples we have from the global learnings in this space?
So I have been came across with the Japanese pharmacy models. So one of the pharmacy models which they have integrated with, from the prescriptions they have integrated to the dispensing. So what happens is, whenever they are doctors is writing the prescription will come to the pharmacy automatically. Once the prescription will come, the pharmacist will just scan the prescription, and automatically, if there are 2 medicines have been written and there are 300 bin cards, right? So only those 2 bin cards will automatically populate it from the shelves, and the pharmacist will pick up the medicine from only these 2 shelves and it will be dispensed. So there are many measures have been accounted for. One is the you can say the prescription tracking. Second is the prescriptions errors which have been reduced to the 0, and the patient satisfaction. So every industry is working for the customer satisfaction, and from this we'll achieve everything. This will definitely come to India sooner or later. It was successfully implemented in Japan. I have seen a hospital where this was fully implemented. and the medicines were fed from the behind of the shelves. So the pharmacist doesn't have any access. If he doesn't have any patients, he cannot see any medicine. So there is a different series of pharmacists which are doing the back end working. So AI is giving two very major aspects in that particular hospital. The inventory management is very, very easy. Second, the dispensing error is zero, which is very common in our setups.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Nadeem, for example. Mr. Ranjit, apart from some of the challenges what ma'am mentioned regarding the training, skill sets and everything, do you believe there are certain other challenges which are probably at times holding back the organization to implement this AI solutions and everything? Any foreseeable other challenges you see in these setups?
या अगर मैं बात करूँ चैलेंजेस की, तो सबसे पहला चैलेंजेस है कि कोई भी प्रिस्क्रिप्शंस को जो EMR में कन्वर्ट होना, तो जब भी जो करंट सिनारियो में सबसे बड़ा जो इशू जा रहा है कि प्रिस्क्रिप्शन ही EMR में कन्वर्ट नहीं हो रहा, क्योंकि जो सबसे पहला फर्स्ट स्टेप है हमारा कि EMR को के थ्रू हम प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखे कि कोई भी डाटा को मेरे को एक्सेस करना होगा, तो सबसे पहले सिस्टम में EMR के थ्रू प्रिस्क्रिप्शन आएगी, उसके बेस पे ही हम डाटा को एक्सेस कर सकते हैं। तो अगर फर्स्टली हमें डॉक्टर्स को कन्विंस करना है कि हाँ कि कोई भी जो भी प्रिस्क्रिप्शन हो EMR के थ्रू है, तो उस EMR के थ्रू आने के बाद में प्रिस्क्रिप्शन जो भी होगा उससे क्या होगा कि डाटा को हम इजीली एक्सेस कर पाएंगे, एनालाइज कर पाएंगे और साथ साथ इन्वेंटरी मैनेज कर सकते हैं। और दूसरा चैलेंज है कि अगर मैं बात करूँ तो सप्लायर्स को भी हमें ट्रेनिंग चाहिए, सप्लायर्स को भी सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे चाहिए। अगर कुछ भी हमें कोटेशंस लेनी है, अगर रेट लेना है, उसके लिए सबसे पहले सप्लायर अगर ट्रेंड होगा, तो सपोज कीजिए कोई भी अगर आइटम्स अगर वो मेरे कोटेशन सेंड करते हैं, तो सबसे पहले सेम ही उसमें फॉर्मेट में हमारे पास डाटा आना चाहिए, सो वी कैन इजीली एक्सेस।
Okay. So I believe these are some additional challenges with respect to your doctors and probably the various different systems which are working in the supply chain management. Right now the systems are not talking to each other. That's why there are challenges in maintaining your inventories and everything.
इसमें मैं एक चीज़ ऐड करना चाहूँगा
Sure.
कि फॉर एग्जांपल कोई भी अपन जब डेटा इनपुट करते हैं तो आउटपुट उसी तरीके से निकलता है। फॉर एग्जांपल अगर अपन एक्सेल में भी वी लुकअप लगाते हैं, एक सिंपल एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं, तो उसके अंदर सेम अगर दो यूनिफॉर्म डेटा होगा तो वो इजीली वर्क करेगा फॉर्मूला। उसी तरीके से अगर कोई प्रिस्क्रिप्शन और मेडिसिन या डिस्पेंसिंग जो भी हो रही है वो यूनिफॉर्म होगी, डेटा क्लियर होगा, ट्रांसपेरेंट होगा, उतना ही जो है वो टाइम रिड्यूस होगा, डिस्पेंसिंग एरर कम होंगे और मैन पावर कॉस्ट भी बचेगी, एक्यूरेसी जो है वो और बढ़ेगी एंड क्लैरिटी के साथ में सारा काम कंप्लीट होगा। तो वो एंड ऑफ द डे में पेशेंट जो सेटिस्फेक्शन है वो हमको 100% अचीव करने को मिलेगा।
Sure. Mr. Nadeem, you were saying something.
So I would like to enhance this discussion, as Madam has rightly said that the training is required for all aspects. So I would like to elaborate that the training is required not only the in-house training, but the training is required the other side also, like vendors, like our associates. So that has to be on the same platform, so that when we are talking in some algorithm, their system will also understand that algorithm. Otherwise, the entire exercise at our level will become AI enabled and the other side will be manual. So we need to devise a mechanism wherein we'll train our vendors also. And I am happy to say that we are discussing these challenges with our vendors also, to integrate their inventories with our system and our inventories with their system. So at any given point of time, if we require any material, so they can access our database and we can access their database. That's only to the numbers, not to the price. So it will be win-win situation for both. Like I'll give an example for the automotive industry. So automotive industry will work on the JIT model, wherein their cars or scooters have been manufacturing and they have tie-up with the vendors. So whenever they require the material, just in time the material comes in. So they reduce the inventory carrying cost. That's the biggest challenge in the healthcare. So we need to carry a lot of inventory. So inventory carrying cost will become huge, and there's so many things happens to that. The breakage happens, the pilferage happens. There are other things will also happens to the inventory, which is directly a loss to the organization. So by putting the GIT system, integrating our vendors also, we can improve and we can reduce the inventory carrying cost.
Sure. So
Thank
I think it's not about only capacity building for an organization or training in skill sets. It's an overall ecosystem which needs to be built around this AI to help empower your systems.
In
Yes, ma'am.
addition to this, I would also say we always work in supply chain based on demand. Like what is demand, we supply. But when you go in like further, I think it should be vice versa as well. What is supplied, the user end should understand that the supplied will be utilized. So the demand and supply, the differences between the demand and supply, which is right now is the biggest challenge for the supply chain management, because the user demands something and then supply chain struggle to get that particular thing. So I think at that level also they should understand that these are my supplies and I have to utilize this.
Sure. Interesting. I think we had some insightful discussions around the role of AI in the supply chain system. So a lot of points came up, including how should the organizations evolve, what skill sets they should have, and how important it is to build an overall ecosystem to help streamline these systems and processes. So I think thank you for the panelists for that. Probably we can ask the audience now if they have any specific questions for any of the panelists. So if they would like to ask someone. Yes, sir.
Good morning, everybody. It was a nice discussion. We came across various things you had covered on the AI and the ML part kind of thing. But what I wanted to know is how, as we have spoken broadly about how AI could help in the supply chain management and about the tools, but do we have some specific tools which we can be of, can be an example to us to look in, to use them actually on the practical front? So do we have something in AI which is acting as a tool, or some company or something, some experience which you have which can help us go forward on this?
Yeah, please.
So, answering to your questions, so we are developing a software in-house in which all the best practices of the supply chain we are inbuilt in the system, and the system will give a holistic approach to the medical side. For example, for the pharmacy or medical consumable, it will act differently, and for the medical equipment, it will act differently. So this point we are also implementing in our software, that is ongoing, and that is the good part is that is in house.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir.
Hello, good morning to all of you. I have a question regarding that. As you said that we are using AI extensively now, we are trying to use the AI in hospital system. So how we can use AI to track any counterfeit or fake medicine enter the hospital system? For example, as you say that you are using AI for the supply chain, and now if some fake medicine enters in your system, how you are going to track it? Maybe you can track it. That's my suggestion, that you can track it with the help of your supplier if you have any kind of tracking system enabled with you, which can help you to track the source codes of the medicines or something like that.
Sir, can you please also introduce yourself?
My name is Saurabh Pandey. I'm working for the Dynamic Technologies. I have a software company.
थैंक यू। मैं बात करूंगा जैसे कि अभी क्या हो रहा है कि जितने भी कंपनी है ना उसके ऊपर बार कोडिंग आ रही है। जैसे ही कोई भी मेडिसिन आ रहा है अगर हम उसको स्कैन करेंगे तो हमें सोर्स का पता चल जाएगा। ये बहुत अभी हर कंपनी ने लॉन्च कर दिया है कि जितने भी मेडिसिन है उस पर बार कोड आएगा, बार कोड से हमें चेक करने के बाद पता चल जाता है कि मेडिसिन कहाँ से पहुंची है।
थोड़ा सा माइक
ऊपर रख लीजिए।
थोड़ा ऊपर।
यस प्लीज से ऊपर कर।
हेलो, जो आपने बताया कि यहाँ की सोर्स का पता कहाँ से चलेगा, तो अभी हर कंपनी क्या कर रही है, जो भी मेडिसिन की अगर मैं बात करूँ तो उस पर बार कोड आना स्टार्ट हो गया। और बार कोड से अगर जैसे ही हम स्कैन करते हैं तो मेरे को पता चल जाएगा वो मेडिसिन का सोर्स क्या है, मेडिसिन फेक है या मेडिसिन ओरिजिनल है।
I've seen some news sometimes back that there are many fake medicines available and they are being caught up also in the system sometimes. So there might be something which needs a source tracking. That's what I'm trying to say. From where actually whatever the company like Cadila or any company those who are manufacturing, can we track from them, from the very source of it? It's possible some kind of inventory management between the supplier and the user.
जो आपका क्वेश्चन है वो बहुत ही वैलिड है बिकॉज ऑफ अगर हम जनरली बहुत ही टर्मिनोलॉजी में देखें तो मार्केट में सरप्लस माल और इस तरीके का मटेरियल जो है वो फेक जो है वो सेल होता है। तो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमें ही इस चीज़ को एक एनालाइज करना पड़ेगा और स्ट्रॉन्ग होना पड़ेगा कि हमें एक ऑथराइज वेंडर ऑथराइज कंपनी के थ्रू ही मटेरियल लेना है। फॉर एग्जांपल एक लिगाश्योर आता है कोविडियन कंपनी का, अगर आप देखेंगे ऑथराइज वेंडर से लेंगे, ऑथराइज कंपनी से लेंगे और उसी के सजेस्ट किए हुए वेंडर से लेंगे तो आपको वो चीज़ को जेन्युइनिटी मिलेगी। वहीं कहीं सरप्लस माल है जो कि कोई अनएथिकल वेंडर्स हैं और कहीं दूसरी जगह से लेके आपको सस्ती रेटों पे दे देते हैं। तो उसके लिए फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल हमें जो भी डेटा इनपुट करना है वो CE USFDA अप्रूव्ड होना चाहिए, इस कंपनी का होना चाहिए, ये कंपनी किस सप्लायर से ऑथराइज्ड है। बिकॉज ऑफ सो मैनी वेंडर्स जो हैं अंडरकटिंग जो है वो मटेरियल्स दे रहे हैं। और फॉर एग्जांपल मैं भागीरथ पैलेस का लेता हूँ तो वहाँ पे आपको एन नंबर ऑफ जो मेडिसिन हैं, सर्जिकल आइटम्स हैं, अब जब वो पेशेंट को यूज होती हैं तो वी कैन नॉट से कि पर्टिकुलर दिस आइटम की वजह से उसको रिएक्शंस हो गए। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी एनालाइज एंड वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि हमें इथिकल और ऑथराइज्ड वेंडर से ही सप्लाई लेनी है। ये हमारे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट।
Thanks.
Mike. Yes.
Like how do we ensure that local chemists, they are giving proper medicines to us?
Can you also please introduce yourself, ma'am?
See, my name is Prishita. I'm from All State Group. Should I stand up?
No, that's
It's
fine.
a very,
Just
it's a,
introduce.
just a question. It's an afterthought as to what he asked.
So answering to that question, that always you buy medicines or anything from a genuine source where you feel that this is a genuine source. Point number one, most of the hospitals are purchasing their respective medicines or their supply chain setups from the authorized vendors through the authorized by the companies. So there is no challenge getting medicine from the you can say the hospital pharmacy. But if you are getting the medicine from the non-hospital pharmacy, so the market is very, very volatile and you need to ensure which chemist or which pharmacy you are taking the medicine which. I would personally suggest you will go with the hospital pharmacy because hospital pharmacies will maintain the cold chain, will maintain the supply chain storage procedures, will maintain the every aspect of this particular storage mechanism, because storage is a very, very important area for
Critical,
any
yeah.
particular item which is a medicine or which is a non-medicine. If you stored in a different way, it will spoil or it will deteriorate their efficacy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Do we have any more questions from our audience for the panel? Yes, one over there.
Yeah,
Sir,
my
can
name
you
is
please-
Anit Lekhrajani from ADS. Just to add that for specialty high-end molecules, the companies are doing the track and trace. So there's a scanning, so every product has a barcode and that is scanned from where it is getting manufactured to where it's coming into the company, to the distributor, to the hospital. So that is taking place, but that's only in high-end specialty products. So this is a tedious process.
Sir, can you please repeat the question being?
No, I just wanted to add to what Mr. Gupta and Mr. Nadeem had said, that track and trace is available for certain specialty products. This is
Sir-
a point I wanted to add to what they were saying, that's validation, but that's happening only for the high-end specialty products as of now.
Dr. Akash, you would like to extend it?
Sorry.
You would like to add some more points to the same, or should we go?
I think for barcoding, we have to go over.
No, what I answered to the madam is exactly the same, that it has to be ensured from the distributor side to the company that we buy the medicines or we buy any of the equipment from the authorized source only. That's the only mechanism as of now, because as per the DGICI regulation, the barcode is not mandatory, right? So many of the companies are coming with the barcode, which can be enhance the system, or otherwise the hospitals, what they are doing is they are putting their own barcode in that particular medicine. If you go to any of the pharmacy, of the hospital pharmacy particularly, you will find there is a barcode put in it if the barcode is not there. So that is point number one. Point number two, the right source, which I mentioned in my initial talk, the right material at the right source, at the right price, at the right place. So this comes the supply chain, you can say the AI algorithm, which is already been set by the industry, needs to be implemented with the AI integration. Thank you.
Great. Okay, so few more questions, then we will conclude this panel. Over there.
नमस्कार, माई सेल्फ चंद्रशेखर फ्रॉम हेल्थ स्क्वायर। अब सब मेरा क्वेश्चन बहुत सिंपल है, जैसे आपने बताया कि जेन्युइन सोर्स से बाय करनी चाहिए चीज़ें। अगर मैंने जो देखा कि हॉस्पिटल के अंदर कोई पेशेंट अगर एडमिट है, हॉस्पिटल के अंदर कोई पेशेंट एडमिट है, ट्रीटिंग डॉक्टर उसको जो भी इंजेक्शन, जो भी फ्लूइड्स वगैरह, जो भी मेडिसिन करता है, प्रिस्क्राइब करता है, तो वो जेन्युइन ब्रांड से करता है। पर जो आती हैं हॉस्पिटल में मेडिसिन जो उसको दी जाती है, वो सब जेनरिक होती है, साल्ट नेम से होती है। तो मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है कि क्या वो जो मेडिसिन आ रही हैं हॉस्पिटल में, डॉक्टर ने ब्रांड से सप्लाई किया, ब्रांड से लिखा, प्रेस्क्राइब किया, पर वो आती जेनरिक से है, क्या वो सेम इफिकेसी है उनकी?
But I think it's the other way around.
So, Mike.
I think probably it's the other way around, where the hospitals, especially the government system, mandates the doctors should not write the brand names. They should use the molecule names, and basis what the hospital formulary is defined for an IP or an OP patient, right? So based on what available brands does the hospital have, those brands would come in. So that's how the typically the system has been mandated as of now.
Okay.
And a lot of hospitals are operating on that model.
Okay, but most of the time, doctor prescribe the brand name. I feel personally, in private hospital,
ये
my
आपका
mother was
कुछ
hospitalized 4-5 times. Doctor prescribe the brand name, but जो आता है वो दूसरा आता है. तो मैं नहीं, it is there is no difference. But I just want to know that the efficacy of the generic brand and the brand is the same or not. I just want to know that. Please.
That's a policy matter of the hospital to hospital. I personally feel the management should take a call on it, and definitely they are taking it through pharmacy and therapeutic committees. There are many committees of the hospital, and it will be looked into through medical safety and pharmacy and therapeutic committee.
Already adding to it, Sal already raised a point. We always see what is demand and then we try to supply it. The user end never see what is supplied and I try to use the same. So I think that is the major gap still now we are seeing in a hospital. Every doctor is prescribing brand and they are not seeing what is available and what is available with the supply chain. Though it could be a same efficacy, they cannot challenge on the efficacy, but still they want to prescribe their own brands. So I think they also need to understand what can be supplied. And when we see the supply chain management, the selection of vendors and the supplier is always based on the certain criteria and quality checks. So I think whatever medicines coming inside the hospital, challenging of the efficacy would be a bigger thing if we see, because I think all the supply chain management expert will be agree on that they don't agree on suppliers until unless they have a quality checks and various numbers of checks.
इन एडिशन टू जो आज की तारीख में मार्केट में अगर हम देखते हैं तो सबसे पहले है कि रिसर्च मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं वो यूज़ होते हैं, फिर टॉप 20-50 कंपनीज़ हैं जो कि मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करती हैं और कई प्रोपोगेंडा कंपनीज़ हैं. सो हमें बेसिकली जो GMP सर्टिफाइड हैं, गुड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रैक्टिसेस की जो मेडिसिन हैं जिनकी एफिकेसी को हम कह सकते हैं कि यस ये इनकी सही है. फॉर एग्जांपल उसका डिसइंटीग्रेशन टाइम है, उसकी बाइंडिंग प्रॉपर्टीज़ हैं, उसके एडिटिव्स हैं, वो सब चीज़ों को ध्यान में रखते हुए और विद द कॉस्ट जो है फार्मेसी थेरेपेटिक कमेटी जो है उसको फाइनलाइज करती है. ये डिपेंड करता है हॉस्पिटल टू हॉस्पिटल पॉलिसी में. यस हमें कई जगह ये देख के चलना चाहिए कि जो रिसर्च मॉलिक्यूल्स हैं वो हमें यूज़ करने चाहिए. फॉर एग्जांपल अगर हम लेते हैं कि आफ्टर स्टेंटिंग प्लेविक्स एक क्लोपेडिग्रिल मेडिसिन है 75 mg की जो कोई यूज़ की जाती है. इट्स कॉस्ट अराउंड 1700 रुपीज़, बट अगर मार्केट में आप देखोगे वहीं वो 75 रुपीज़ और 25 रुपीज़ की अदर मॉलिक्यूल्स अदर ब्रांड्स में भी हमें मिल जाए. तो यस ये टाइम टू टाइम और पॉलिसी टू पॉलिसी मैटर करता है और उसी अकॉर्डिंग पेशेंट को ध्यान में रखते हुए पेशेंट सेफ्टी को ध्यान में ये चीज़ें पॉलिसी बनाई जाती है फार्मेसी एंड थेरेपेटिक कमेटी.
ओके, थैंक यू डॉक्टर, थैंक यू.